Gravity by Andrea Riviera. Gravity is a force. It pulls objects together. On Earth, it pulls objects towards the ground. It keeps them from floating off into space. Gravity is all over the universe. Planets, moons, and stars all have gravity. It holds them in place. Bigger objects have stronger gravity. They can pull smaller objects towards them. This can cause the smaller objects to orbit larger ones. Satellites in outer space orbit the Earth. They send back data or pictures. Gravity makes falling objects go faster and faster. Roller coasters go down hills. Gravity makes them speed up. To go up hills, roller coasters must go against gravity. This slows them down. Roller coasters use chains. The chains pull the cars up the biggest hills. Some artists use gravity to paint. They pour paint on a canvas. Gravity makes the paint drip down. Today we're going to use gravity for marble painting. For this project, you will need marbles, paint, spoons, a tray, white paper, and scissors. All right, so for this activity, we are going to take some marbles and we are going to put them in our flower paint. Now, this is my flower paint from a couple weeks ago. So I'm actually going to stir it because all the flour has kind of settled at the bottom. But otherwise, it's perfectly fine. So that's exciting that you can just kind of keep reusing and reusing and reusing this paint. So I'm going to drop a marble into each one of those paint pots. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my piece of paper and a pan. Now, I have this cute little brownie pan, but you can use a cookie sheet, you can use a round cake pan, it doesn't matter. You do want something with a lip on it because we don't want the marbles rolling out of the pan, but any size pan is fine. So clearly this piece of paper is too big for my pan, so I'm going to need to cut it down. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to trace it. I'm going to trace around the edge of my pan, and I'm going to cut my paper down. So if you need to trim your paper as well, you can do that. You see, I just got kind of a rough outline of my paper, of my pan there on the paper, and I'm going to cut it. Now, because this paint is made with all with flour and salt and water and food coloring, I'm not worried about the paint getting on my pan because I can just wash it off after I am done. So there's nothing toxic that I wouldn't want coming in contact with something that I was going to later use to make food with. So there we go. So you see it's not quite even around the edges because I just did a fast cut job, but again, I'm not worried at all because this will just get washed and be ready to use to make some brownies later on. You all know how much I love my chocolate. All right, so I'm going to make sure that the marble gets coated with the paint, and I'm going to put it down there. And if you get a little paint in the pan as well, that's okay because we're going to roll them around. So we might want a little extra paint because this paint that I made is not very thick. Now, again, when I made this paint, I made it for my salad spinner art project. So I thinned it out a little bit. So you could make thicker paint that would track a little bit better. But now all I'm going to do is I'm going to use gravity to roll my balls around, which means I'm going to lift up this pan and I'm going to tilt it one direction, and then I'm going to tilt it another direction and another, and I might try to get them to go through that center paint to kind of get it all going around. And now I'm going to make them travel in a circle. Now Now I started all 4 of my marbles basically in the center, you see, so I have all this paint in the center. You could start them at the corners. You could do it however you wanted. Now at this point, what I could do is say, maybe I want a little more paint over here. I'm just going to put my paint over there, and I'm going to send my marbles that direction and try to get them into that blotch of paint. So you see I keep trying to get them to go into the red and stack the red around. So you can make a little game of this too to try to get that all taken care of. Now, I'm going to assess my artwork again, and I think I'm pretty happy with it. You can keep doing this forever and ever, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to dump out my marbles, and I'm going to pull up my piece of artwork here. Woo! And we're good to go. Very exciting. Here's another story about gravity. I hope you enjoy it. Baby Loves Gravity by Ruth Spiro, illustrated by Irene Chan. Baby drops a noodle. Plop! Puppy gobbles it up. Slurp! Why does a noodle fall? Because of gravity. Everything is made of matter. The amount of matter is called mass. A puppy has less mass. A baby has more mass. The earth has lots more mass. Mass makes 2 objects pull together. This pull is called gravity. The earth has a lot of mass, so it has a strong pull. When baby drops something, the earth pulls it down. Baby likes to test this. Puppy likes to help. Slurp! Gravity is everywhere. It makes the moon go around the earth, and the earth go around the sun. Gravity is even at the park. Baby climbs up, and gravity helps him down. Whee! Baby loves gravity. Can you think of some times you use gravity in your house?